Hello, hello, hello. So no one could make it tonight. Couldn't hear from anyone that they were coming. So here we are. Make sure you do the replay. So let's start with a little warm up. Keep your feet plonked firmly on the floor, a bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to come into one of our squats. So stick your butt out, knees over the ankles, and then we're going to reach up to the ceiling and squat and reach and squat and reach. See if you can get the arm by the ear on the same plane. If you tighten your lats, shoulders, it'll be a struggle. So if you can't, just go to wherever you can and reach. Two more, squat and reach and squat. Now keep the squat going, and we're going to squat and twist, squat and twist, squat and twist. One more, squat and twist. Now we're going to reach to the side and up and side. Keep the rib cage lifted off the hips. Reach and lift. Lengthen that spine and reach up and lift and lift. All the time keeping the sides of the spine nice and long. And then just to get the pulse rate up a little, you can either do a low impact star jump, or you can do high impact. 4, 3, 2, 1. Marching on the spot. Get that pulse rate up. And then just some knee taps. Keeping the tummy in, keeping the back straight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go, and we're ready. So let's begin. Let's begin with some. Let's begin with some bicep curls. So we're going to go in for a hammer. So if you're hitting with a hammer, 7. You might have done these on session 1. I think we might have done some of these. Can't remember now. 4, 3. Now you're going to do a few extra. My weights are heavy for me. That feels like it's enough for me. So I'm going to have a rest, do a few more if you've got lighter weights. While I'm waiting here, I'm going to go into a couple of lunges. Yesterday, in the warm-up, we did some lunges. And then in the actual practice, we did some back lunges. There we go. Let's do 4 more. No weights here. You can drop that back knee down a little bit lower. Remember, like I said yesterday, hold a chair if your balance isn't good. 1 more. There we go. And then take your weights again. And this time I'm going to bring my weights up. So my knuckles are facing up, and then my knuckles are facing towards me. Keeping the tummy in, keeping the back straight, breathing out as you lift, and then letting the breath come back in. You don't need to do a big sniffle for the inhale. The focus is the exhale here. Then the breath just has to come in. You don't need to do one of those real sniffs up the nostrils. I always say to my clients, imagine that your nostrils are in your armpits. So you're breathing into your armpits. Two more. 1. Getting heavy. And 2. Whew. Now I'm going to keep the weights by my side, and I'm going to go into my lunges with my arms as a dead weight. So step down, push back, step forward, dropping that back knee, push back, she says, nearly falling over. Bend, push back, push back. I'm saying to myself, push back, I'm saying to you, push back, because it really does feel like quite a lot more effort with these weights. I'm not used to doing lunges with this weight, so that's a new one for me. Bend, push back, push back. Let's go 4 more. Drop that back knee. 2, 3, and 4. Now, I'm going to step my first leg forwards And I'm going to go into a pulse while I go into my hammer bicep again. So now we've got upper body, lower body working. At the same time, my pulse rate has shot up. The lower the knee, the harder on the lower body. The heavier the weights, the harder it is on the lower and the upper body. That's my last one. You keep going if you can. That was my left leg in front, so I'm just going to remember it's going to be my right leg in front on the next one. Oh, just having a rest. Now you can have a rest for 1 minute. You can have a rest for 2 minutes. Don't push yourself to go into another set if you're still really out of breath or if your energy's low. So I'm going to put my right leg in front this time. I'm going to go back into that split lunge. And I'm going to do my bicep curls again. Notice my breath has changed here because it's all effort. So I exhale here and here. Now I can keep going with my lower body, but not my upper body. So I'm just going to finish with a few more of my lower body because I can do a few more there, but I can't do any more arms. You keep going if you can and rest. And if you have got light weights for you, you will find that you can do more reps. So a little breather, have some water, not even timing tonight. So I don't know what the time is and when we started, but now we're going to go some triceps, skull crushers. I recommend you put both your weights in your hands if you can fit them in to make them heavier, to make the weights heavier. I'm going to grab my 8 kilogram weight, elbows up in the air. Now be careful, I noticed my clients the other day were bending backwards. You want to keep the head, the lower ribs and the sacrum all on the same plane. You want the elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If you can, see if you can feel the base of your little finger. That will help connect you into the right muscles in your back of your armpits, the boxer muscle, etc. So it's just a nice little teaching point there. I'm going to go 3 more and then I'm done. You do a few more if you can. I'm going to put that weight down. Have a little shake. And then I'm going to go back to my 6 kilogram weights. We're going to bend the knees, nice soft bend. Really lift the rib cage off the hips, something I teach a lot in my Pilates. You want really good posture here. Knees bent. And I'm going to take my weights side to side. Now you really want to imagine that you have a tight corset on. You want to feel your waist pulling in. You want to lift your rib cage right off your pelvis. There should be no pain in the lower back at all. I walked out of one of my yoga teacher trainings when I was already a yoga teacher, but I was training as a Kundalini yoga teacher. And all the teacher trainers thought it was normal. They thought you were supposed to have a pain in your lower back. They thought it meant you'd been working out well. And it did my head in as a Pilates teacher. I had to walk out in tears in the end because I couldn't believe what I was seeing in terms of the physical aspect of Kundalini yoga, which I love Kundalini yoga. Let's go a little bit faster. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. And 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 1, 2, and 3. Last 1, 2, and 3. Put one of the weights down. And then I want you to take the weight, pass it behind you and round. Trying to keep your torso nice and still. Oh, I'm almost catching on to my fingernails here. And then we'll go the other way. So round. That's better. Found the knack to that now. Well done. Two more. And then finally, I'm going to take my goblet. So I'm going to hold my weight like a goblet. And I'm going to go into a final 12 squats. Down and push through the heels to come up. And 2. And 3. And 4. Remember the alignment of your knees. And 5. And 6. Going to go a bit lower now for the last 6. 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Hallelujah. I'm done. Now you've got to get done. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Reaching up and over. Nice stretch there. And then the triceps. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. And the tricep. And then finally, hold a chair if you need to. So you can grab hold of your foot, heel to bum, knees together. And the other side. If your goal is to have your knees together, your heel and your bum, just do what you can. And a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Well done. See you tomorrow. Well done. Let me know when you've done it. In fact, put it in the comments when you've done this workout. Let me know in the comments. Bye for now.